Welcome to Comet CompuServe Private Limited, e-learning program of hardware and networking. Today we are going to see about boot menu options. Um, this is very much required for understanding the various options available in the booting stage. So this is required for troubleshooting any kind of operating system related problems. We go for choosing the safe mode. So we'll get a lot of options. I'm going to show you what are the options you are going to get it. But out of all those options, the maximum option what we are going to use is a safe mode. So normally we have seen in the BIOS and post, what it does is when you switch on the system, the BIOS is triggered and it is executing some of the program, and post is loaded. Post is checking whether all the hardwares are working fine or not. Based on that, you get the beep sound or error messages. And if everything is fine, then it is triggering the bootloader from the BIOS. So bootloader is going and verifying the operating system availability in the specified drive, whether it is floppy or hard drive or CD. Then accordingly it is booting the operating system. This is the normal workflow of a computer booting. Now something happened to the computer. You installed some software, some hardware, right? Because of which the system is not booting properly, and sometimes you are getting a blue screen error. Okay, we call it as a BSOD, blue screen of death. We'll be discussing that as a separate topic, but now here it is a safe mode. So those kind of situations, it will lead us to go for a safe mode. And sometimes you have made the registry changes in the system unknowingly, knowing the effect of changes. Because of that, the OS is not working, so you don't know the seriousness of the configuration change, right? Because from home users, they simply do the changes, but after rebooting it will not work. So they don't know what they have done, and certainly they will forget it. So we'll have to check what is the last change they have performed for the desktop, after which the system has got down. So in any kind of change implementation, right, in the ITIL process also, what we recommend is a server is having a problem. It was working before, 2 days back it was working before, now it is having a problem. So what we will check with the server administrator is what is the last change you did, maybe a hardware upgrade, software upgrade, patch update, whatever it is. So it was in a good configuration stage at some point in time. That was the last change happened to the computer or the server. Maybe because of that change we could have had this problem. So first suspicion will be last change done for the particular system or server. So we'll have to clarify that. Sometimes now if you uninstall or remove the hardware, remove the software, the problem gets resolved. So that is how we do the troubleshooting, right? And 50 percentage it will work out. All right, alternatively we have to find out other reasons. We cannot stick with only one reason, right? So this is one option that we have to verify it, right? So we have a track of we perform for the particular server item, so it will be easy for us to find out in the system itself. In case of residential users or small organizations, right, we may not know what they have done last. They would have forgotten. They don't have a track of records. They don't have a request number, so we don't have a track. So we'll have to just try asking them what is the change they have done in the system, right? So they don't know again. So what we have to do is then we have to choose the mode called safe mode. So here the safe mode is the name itself says it is safe. Operating system will be loading with the minimal configuration. So whatever you did extra, it will not work in this mode. Some of the hardware functions will not work. The basic functions will work in the system. So we cannot expect all the hardware and all the applications to be enabled in this mode, right? Because while loading the operating system in this safe mode, I am choosing the safe mode while booting. Immediately the operating system recognizes the option and limits the loading of multiple softwares. Maybe in startup I would have got 20-25 startup applications, so not all the applications will be loaded. Only critical applications will get loaded into the safe mode. So by this we can avoid the loading of other applications, and we can also see anything is creating problems, and we can go to the registry settings, or we can go to the program and features, installation history, and we can find out what is that last installed, whether it is patch installed or application software installed. And we can go to device manager and find out any hardware newly installed, and showing some critical error in the device manager. So all those areas we can go and check, right? If it is not booting, what else we can do, right? So we cannot connect the hard disk to the secondary of the other system and check all these configurations. So for that only, Microsoft has provided this option as a safe mode. So if any computer boots, if we are choosing the option as safe mode, then it means that it is loading only minimal driver and ensuring that the system is working with that without any other issues. Then it is enabling us to log in and log in with the same credentials, right? And we can do the troubleshooting. So probably we'll be going with the administrator credentials, not the network credentials. So with the local administrator profile, we'll be able to log in and fix the issues in the safe mode. So we have multiple modes. I just discussed only on the safe mode. So apart from the safe mode, which is the first one, so we have other options also. So if you see in the table or command prompt in the right hand side, so we have safe mode with networking, safe mode with command prompt. So why we are saying is, in safe mode, if I log in the normal safe mode, these options are not enabled. So network card will not work. So if at all you establish a network connections, it will not work. Command prompt will not come. You want to execute some commands in the safe mode, you cannot, because there is no command prompt. So if anything demands like you have to run the command and restart the service or kill the service, something like that, then you have to choose mode with command prompt option. So you will get into safe mode plus command prompt will get opened. Otherwise it will not open. Then enable boot logging, enable VGA mode. So we'll see each and everything. LKG debugging mode. And finally you'll be getting start Windows normally. If you feel that everything is fixed and you don't have nothing to do, then you can choose the last option, start Windows normally. So this particular option will not come by default, right? So in the safe mode or this boot menu, you will not get by default. So each and every time, and the operating system loads within fraction of seconds from the boots BSL, right, bootstrap loader. uh, you are getting the operating system from the hard drive and the operating system is getting loaded. Okay, it will not take much time, but here now we have to press F8 or F12 based on the operating system to enter into the safe mode. So you have to press the button so that you will get different options. Then you can choose it, right? So we are just parking the normal login and enabling the troubleshooting login, right? In Windows 10 or Windows 8 and above, there is another option for enabling it. So I'll show you how to do in Windows 8 and above. So in safe mode, drivers can be loaded and unloaded. Video settings can be changed. So whatever hardware you wanted to do, you can do it. So normally F8, F12, it depends on the BIOS. Okay, so Avard BIOS, AMI BIOS, Phoenix BIOS, we have seen the different types of BIOS in the BIOS session. So you'll have to find out what is the key for entering into the safe mode. So normally it is F8, so we can use the F8 option to enter into the safe mode. So safe mode with networking. So as I told you, the normal safe mode will not load the network card drivers. So if at all you need to establish a network communication with other systems and forward some data to and fro, then you need to enable this option, safe mode with networking, so that your network card is also loaded and working with the system. Safe mode with command prompt, just now we discussed. So you want to run some commands into the system, so enable this mode and log in so that you will be able to run the commands and stop the service. Enable boot logging. So this one is for creating the log file while booting is happening, and this will be placed in the root of the system, maybe in the C drive, like that. So this log file will also display any files or drivers that were not loaded. So this log file, it's creating a entry like what are the files are getting loaded, what are not loaded. So those informations are available during the boot time. It is getting recorded so that if you open the log file, you can find out how many files are loaded, how many not yet loaded, something like that. enable VGA mode. So this mode, this is specifically created to fix the issues with the display card. So after installing the display card, the resolution is gone. Maybe it is too high or too low, or you don't know whether it is supported by the monitor or the system. So we'll have to see how we can bring back the control. So what I'm going to do, I'll boot the system and choose the option. What happens is Windows is taking the default VGA driver and assigns the resolution as 640 by 480. So you will have the system ready with 640 by 480, but this is not going to be a permanent one, right? So what you have to do with the hardware, the VGA hardware, whatever you had it, right? So we'll have to see whether it supports the frequency, it supports the resolution, what motherboard and operating system is recommended. Because it is from the different manufacturer, it may not match with the motherboard standard or operating system standard. So there is a problem, right? As a manufacturer, if I'm going to be the manufacturer, I will be referring all the international level standards and prepare my hardware accordingly, so that I can sell the hardware across the globe, right? Otherwise I can sell only in the limited city range or country range, so I cannot go beyond that. So for that reason, we are having a standard of manufacturing the VGA card. So enabling VGA mode, that helps you for troubleshooting the VGA related options. LKG, last known good configuration. So before getting into safe mode or any other mode, so normally after installation you suspect that the last OS installation or patch updation or hardware installation is causing the problem. So immediately what you can do, you can choose the LKG option. So what it does, from the previous configuration, it is getting loaded, so you will not have the latest configuration done in the system, so you will be losing that. Otherwise you are making the system always available, because you are enabling the good configuration, connected configuration earlier stage, so you can use the earlier one. So when you're choosing the LKG, it is loading Windows by using the configuration saved in the registry. So the previous configuration, whatever it is saved, those values will be saved, and we can start working with the computer. This will be helping you in a quicker recovery of the system. If this is not helping, then you can go for a normal safe mode, so that will help. Debugging mode. So booting into debugging mode for servers, it will be definitely help, and it is capturing some of the logs. So it will be helpful for reading the messages and finding out where is the problem. So debugging mode is nothing but monitoring the each and everything about your computer hardware, and providing the um, details about it. So we'll be recording those information and keeping it for future reference. So in case of Windows 10, you wanted to get into safe mode, right? Windows 8 and above. So what you have to do, go to the start menu and click on the start button. You will get the power icon and other options. So press the shift key, that is hold down the shift key and click on restart. Don't go for shutdown. Hold the shift key, hold down the shift key and press on restart. So once the system is restarted, it is automatically opening up your configuration details, and the boot menu, you will be getting it, and you can further proceed with the configuration changes from the boot menu. So this is the easiest one. You do not forget about F8 or any other keys used for getting the boot menu. So once you start the system, restart the system, you'll get same options in this way. So this is helping you for connecting your uh, system with the minimum drivers. So for any kind of troubleshootings, you are going to use this kind of options into the system. So this is for Windows 10 or Windows 8 and above. You'll be having this. So go to the start of setting and select restart. So once you restart, you'll get the boot options. So this is about getting the boot menu in Windows 10. So we have seen about different boot menus available, and how we are going to enable the configurations in the boot menu. Having any kind of issues, how we are going to fix it, registry issue or any other hardware issue, any other software issue, how we are going to fix it, that we have seen here. So with this, we are completing the boot menu option. Thank you very much.